Hey there, it's Todd, and today I'm going to be talking about 3 awesome apps for filmmaking. So any successful video starts with a camera, with lighting, and with sound. Luckily, the apps I'm going to show you today address each one of those individually. Now let's start with your camera. Finding the perfect shot is probably one of the most important things that you'll do. But lugging around your camera and your lenses is really time consuming, and sometimes you just don't have them with you. And that's why the first app I want to show you is the Artemis Director's Viewfinder. Now we've all seen behind the scenes footage with directors with their viewfinders walking around trying to find the perfect shot. And that's exactly what this app does. The Artemis Director's Viewfinder uses your phone's camera to simulate your production camera, the aspect ratio of your camera, as well as all the lenses in your arsenal so you can find the perfect shot with your phone. So the first thing you'll do when you open up this app is you will pick your camera. There is a long list of options here. You can get your Sonys, your Nikons, your Red, your ARRI. I'm going to look for my Canon 5D Mark IV. So I will do a quick search of Canon 5D. And there it is. I'm going to choose the 5D Mark IV in 4K to give me that proper aspect ratio. Then I'm going to pick my Canon EF lenses, and then I'm going to choose the focal lengths that represent the lenses that I own. So looking at the list, I have a 16-35, so I have 15mm selected because that's closest to the lens. I've got a 24-70, I've got 24mm selected. I've got the 35 for the 16-35. I've got a 50mm, so I have that marked. I have 65mm marked just so I can kind of see that because that's close to 70mm for my 24-70. I've got an 85mm just because I want to see that. I have that in the range of my 70-200. And then I have a 135 to see where that would land. And then I have all the way out to 200 for my 70-200. That way I can see all the different focal lengths of the lenses that I own in this app. So I hit done. And there you have it. There are little boxes representing each one of the focal lengths of the lenses that I own. So now that I've input my camera, the aspect ratio, and my lenses into this app, let me turn around and scout the location behind me in this seating area to see what shots I can get with the gear that I have. All right, let's take a look here. Now I can see I can get the whole seating area at 24, so I got that covered. I can get a wide shot. I can even tell that I can get wider than that because I know I have a 16mm. On this app, I can see that it only represents out to 19mm, so I know I have a little more wiggle room there. And it looks like I can get pretty decent singles with 50mm or even an 85 if I want to go tighter. And at 200, I can get details of things on the shelves, like the clock there or my high-hopping Hoondor. So, by using this app, I now know that I can use my camera and my lenses to get all the coverage that I need. I can get the wides, I can get the mediums, I can get the close-ups, and I can get the details. And beyond that, it's going to save me time in the long run, because when I go to shoot the close-ups or when I go to shoot the wides, I'm going to know which lenses are the best for the job. This app has been super helpful to me when I'm scouting locations, someplace I've never been before. I don't have my camera or lenses with me. I can pull this app out and I can see, do I have the right lenses or the right gear to get the shots that I need in that location. Also, if I'm on location with a crew and they're busy setting up lights and they're setting up the camera and I don't have access to look through the camera yet, I can easily do this and I can be out ahead of the game finding the next shot or the next couple shots that I want to shoot after the one that we're setting up for. And another thing this app can help you with is when shooting in 4K. Now there's a lot of cameras that shoot 4K and there's also a lot of them that crop in 4K. My 5D Mark IV crops the image a bit and the images I expect to get out of certain lenses definitely change, and if you don't keep that in mind, you may be surprised on the day of your shooting. Utilizing this app will show you that crop factor and will give you an accurate representation of your lenses with your camera. So whether you're on set trying to find the next shot or you're scouting locations to see what shots you want to get in the future, the Artemis Director's Viewfinder will help you do that. And the Artemis Director's Viewfinder currently sells on the App Store for $29.99. So once you have your camera all set up, the next thing you're going to need to do is worry about your light. Well, one of the easiest lighting sources out there is the sun. And that's when I utilize this app called Sun Scout to figure out where that sun is going to be. So this app utilizes your phone's camera and location to show you where in the sky the sun will be at any time during the day, next week, or even next month. And this is a great way to determine when and where you want to shoot certain shots depending on the location of the sun throughout the day. I personally utilize this all the time whenever planning a shoot or scouting locations so I can see when the sun will be when I'm outside or where the sun will be coming through windows when I'm inside. It's a great way to figure out how to schedule your shots. You might want to shoot in one location one part of the day where the sun is best, and then another location when the sun is better over there. So Sun Scout is a great little app to help you plan your day around where the position of the sun will be and help you maximize your light. That way, on the day of your shoot, you can focus on telling the best story instead of chasing light and guessing where your best shots are going to be. The Sun Scout app is currently on the App Store and goes for $9.99. So now that you've got your camera and your lighting squared away, now let's focus on your sound and a little bit of editing. Now, regardless of your microphone or your sound recording device, you will have to deal with your audio and your video in the editing process. And nothing helps sound in your editing process more than marking your shots with a slate. Not only can you keep track of your scenes and your takes with a slate, but you also create a marker where you can line up your video and your sound later on in post. And that's why the next app I want to show you is Movie Slate 8. Now with Movie Slate, you can use it on your phone or your iPad, and you can enter all the normal things that you could on a traditional slate. You can enter the role, the scene, the take, the name of the production, the director, the DP, as well as the time code, frames per second, the date, the time of day, and interior and exterior. Pretty standard stuff. But what's cool about it is it will save your shot log history and much more. You can take notes or mark which shots are best by typing them in, using the voice recorder, or even taking photos. You can track what lenses were used, what aperture, what ISO, what white balance, what resolution, and not only will that help you in post-production, but it's great when you need to match a shot later on. One of the cool features that I actually use all the time is that you can have this cue the music for your music video every time you slate. Now, is this easier to use than a traditional slate? Not really, but if you prefer to have detailed information on your shots and camera settings, this is the way to go. So why do I have Movie Slate on my phone? Because inevitably somebody is going to forget the slate. And when that happens, I pull out my phone and I start slating. Now, the standard version of Movie Slate 8 is on the App Store and it goes for $29.99 and it will suit most filmmakers just fine. There is also a $299 version that will link up with Pro Gear via Wi-Fi. This will send info regarding time code, sound sync, sound reports, multicam, RED and RE syncing, cloud backup, remote controls, and much, much more. It should probably order lunch at that price as well. But like I said, most of you can get by with just the standard version. So there you have it. Those are 3 awesome apps for filmmakers, YouTubers, and content creators worldwide to help you tell the best story possible. Comment down below and let me know what apps you use to help tell your stories, and like and subscribe if you feel so inclined. And if you want to learn more about shooting video and editing video, check out the Fronos Photo Guide to Shooting Video and Guide to Video Editing. I teamed up with Jared Poland to create over 15 hours of educational videos dedicated to shooting video and editing video, and they are pretty cool. If that sounds like something you'd like to check out, the link is in the description, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks.